Did the industry cost Julian Bair his career? Hey everybody, Walty Wanderers, buckle up, strap in. We got a hard-hitting, pull no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows or sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Welcome to the show. I hope everybody's doing great. Let's jump back on the moto merry-go-round and examine the good, the bad, and maybe a little bit of the ugly.
No, Walty, not the ugly. Only examine rainbows and sunshine and jets and donuts.
No. Somebody's got to read between the lines and look between the industry ruts, and we got some ruts to look through. Today, welcome to the show. I hope everybody's doing great. So here's the thing, man. Julian Bair, KTM. Two big problems right there. That's just two big problems right there, right? KTM is suffering massively. And this is all crisis driven. They got drunk on stimulus money, thought these sales would continue to roll in. We had all this excess cash in the economy. It found its way into bike sales, and then it stopped. They ended up with a bunch of inventory they couldn't sell through, and they went upside down and required a bailout. That is bad. That is never good. Now it's going to cost gas. They're not going to be on the track anymore. Husky's at risk. KTM's at risk. They're bleeding riders. They're about to inherit Jorge George Prado and the Cowboy Kenny. Cowboy Kenny. Man, this back in the day, Cowboy Kenny was one of the characters we had in the racing world of freestyle. But Plessinger, man, it's not looking good, bro. I mean, I saw him in the pits trying to do push-ups with the fans. And it was just awkward, man. And, it looks like, here we go. You're going to get Tomac over there. Sexton's gone. I don't know. Aaron Plessinger, he's just the type of dude. He's not this big linebacker type. The industry really needs him because he's one of the last people out there with some kind of personality that other than some corporate watered down bubblegum looking freaking athlete. And, this is what they want is robots out there just racing. And pretty soon, that's in fact what you'll probably get is robots on electric bikes to watch. It's lame. It's just lame. There's no other way to put it. And so here's the thing, with Bial now, he's exiting. He's clearly, his heart's not into it anymore, understandably so. I mean, he's bailing out of motos. He's already signed his new contract. He's done. He's only reason most of these pro riders are even doing the playoffs is because when they sign their contracts, it's in their contract to race the full season, which is a part of it now. Otherwise, these guys the factory boys wouldn't even be there. Basically, it's a privateer race. They're the only ones that are happy to come do this thing because it's actually a chance to actually win or earn a little bit of money compared to what they normally earn. But Juju Bair, here's the thing. It went from bad to worse. Now, I know he's recently posted on his Instagram that this wasn't anything related with his being knocked out on the track just a few weeks ago and multiple concussions in a short period of time.
Hop on here and give you guys an update on my health. First things first, I've seen a lot of comments on that I shouldn't have been racing this weekend regarding my crash in Budds Creek and that they failed me and whatnot. I was ready to go this weekend. This is non-concussion related.
The reality is this, Juju. Yeah, I get it. I mean, this sucks because I think when you had this little 5 minutes of fame during Supercross when you were in this little battle and kind of a beef with the Danger Boy, and then you even try to launch your own merch and try to get hard, and you try to kind of create your own little persona and be kind of a badass yourself. And I get it. You've probably got some of the DNA in your makeup, and that's this, you. But the reality is this, unfortunately, it's not looking good for you now. You've suffered a huge injury, and we're really sorry to hear that. We hope you get well soon, and we'd love to see you back on the bike and racing. But coming back from these huge injuries in and of itself is not always easy. I always think about Doug Henry. Doug Henry... basically cheated. He had a huge back injury and then came back from it and decided he wanted to race again. And then he had the big injury that actually left him in a wheelchair. So I think after this type of injury, it's probably in your best interest to hang it up. But because there's still money to be made and you love it and you feel like you have unfinished business, you're going to get back out there, which leads us in to today's show. Yeah, really what we need to talk about is Juju feels like he needs to get back out there and he's going to do everything it takes to do it. But, the reality is this: had he sat out these super duper rounds and just waited for Supercross next year, he probably would have been good to go and his career would have resumed and moved forward and probably went on to have a good and long career. This crash really jacked him up. And somebody at KTM, they probably, green lighted him, urged him or didn't discourage him from not racing. I mean, you had Vial out there. Just leave Vial out there. You only had, he's Vial and Sexton. That would have been fine. But Juju wanted to go race because he wanted to keep his name in the spotlight, and it ended up costing him huge. And like I said, he's recently reported on his Instagram that this had nothing to do with the concussion, but he's broke, his vertebrae and he's got a long, hard road in front of him. It's going to be really, really hard. Now, if anybody can do it, it will be Juju because of clearly he wants to come back, and two, he's young, and so he has a chance to recover from this and probably be back to normal strength. But these things in the back of your head, I mean, they hurt. Like with Austin Forkner, with that huge brain injury, clearly he's not the Austin Forkner he was. Now, he's slowly starting to come back, but he's older now and he's married, and he's clearly going to ride more cautious. He's just going to go now and ride like he's riding now, as long as he can collect a decent paycheck and ride within his energy envelope and not push it. He's going to go that. But I don't see Austin Forkner go, unless all of a sudden he finds himself, winning again. Then the flip could start to switch, and he might go ahead and push the envelope a little further. But my guess is he won't. But we asked it on the Walty Wanderers community page of the YouTube channel. Did KTM blow it by letting Juju even race? Let's jump over, take a look at some polling, take a lap around the comments, then we'll be back here, wrap it up. Let's get started.
Race fans, buckle up, strap in, roll up your windows, lock your doors, throw on your open face and a fresh pair of tear-offs because the roost is about to fly. When asked on the Walty Wanderers community page of the YouTube channel, did KTM blow it allowing Juju to race super duper after a series of concussions? 80% of you said, yup, full blow it, bro. While 20% of you said, nope, it was the right thing to do. Quite possibly. Let's go ahead and roll and take a lap around some of your comments. First out of the starting gate, Sean Hudelin comes in with, he hit his head so hard he needed to get glasses. Then a few weeks later, he gets KO'd again. His inner circle should be keeping him off his bike until next year. Boom, and there it is there. Strike one up for they blew it. Let's keep going. I&D goes flying by, rocking his open face with, I think KTM was concussed when they made the call to let Juju race. Chalk another one up for blow it. Thanks for the comment. Let's use up next. Martin Meza pulls a fresh tear off and comes in with, concussion is not why he crashed. Marchbanks had a bad crash, the same thing. Front end went down. It was a horrible track. Boom, and there it is there. Great point. That track was claiming some people. Can't rule that out. Thanks for the comments. Let's use up next. David Lucas comes dive bombing into the first turn and comes in with, if he passed the concussion protocol and tests say he was fine, let him ride. Racing dirt bikes is inherently dangerous. That's why we do it. Anybody who wants to talk rider safety should take up table tennis. We're dirt bike riders, not ballerinas. Boom, and there it is there. This is Gladiator Games, a blood sport. You gotta have a screw loose to do this stuff. Great point. Thanks for the comment. Let's use up next. Last but not least, John C.O. crosses the finish line, lights the candles, gets the Bubba neck burn, and comes in with, these teams ignore concussions, traumatic brain injuries, because they face no real consequences beyond a possible loss, but this time everyone knows he crashed because he was riding with a brain injury. Well, it would sure appear that he did. He was just knocked out cold a few weeks before. But again, this is a gray area. Typically, I say, listen, man, this is gladiator games of blood sport. Line them up, let them go. But if this was my kid, I would probably have to sit him out. This is a gray area, though, and I get it. It's going to be controversial. Thanks to everybody who participated in the polling and went into the comments. Go in there and read the rest, but bring your tear-offs because the roost is flying. Now let's jump back to the studio and wrap this one up.
All right, friends, welcome back. And there you go. So, yeah, I mean, clearly, Juju, you shouldn't have been out there, man. And, you know, this is not a good look for sure. And I understand, and we back you, dude, for, you know, saying like what you said, that this didn't have anything to do with the concussion. This is racing, and you're probably right. This accident could have happened with or without the concussion. I mean, these things happen every race weekend. So, you know, it's nothing new to the sport to see somebody get injured. This could have happened with or without the concussion, but the reality is it did. And this bike reportedly, according to Tom Vial, is having some shock problems. And the way you went over ass over tea kettle the way you did looks like it's possibly even the bike could have contributed. But I know one thing for sure, having those concussions didn't help. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, as a moto guy that wants to see you not only win on the track, off the track. Understand the waters you're swimming in now. They're shark infested. Juju, KTM, welcome to the swimming pool. Just made things a little trickier over there, didn't it? KTM, you are already in a little bit of hurt. You better hope once Chase gets over there and George Prado that you can correct this ship and whoever you can get back on your 250 program. But clearly you have an uphill battle. You're already in one, and now you're even in a bigger one. And that's what Welty will be here to blow the lid off at every step of the way. Because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media link in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me there. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Don't go over the bars. God bless. And I'll see you on the next video.